Welcome to She Sells Radio and welcome to day 27 of your Finish Strong challenge. Today is all about what would it look like for you to go an extra 1% beyond what you think is possible. And now, before you think I've gone all like crazy and am going to tell you to like hustle and grind to your death, that's not what I'm talking about here today. But what I am talking about is a mindset shift in terms of what you think your limits are. So if you haven't yet joined the challenge, I always want to give just a quick heads up at the start of these episodes. It's completely free. You can get registered at elisearcher.com/challenge. And this is all about you closing out the end of this year really, really strong and achieving whatever that number one goal and vision is for you. And, this one was inspired. So I've kind of fallen in love with this prenatal yoga program on Interdimension TV. I think Lauren Ekstrom is the instructor, but she's awesome. And anyway, so I've kind of fallen in love with this program and I do it almost every morning. And there's some practices that are really easy, like the ones where you kind of lay there and stretch and do the yin yoga, which I'm all for. And then there's some practices called things like find your inner strength or strong as a mother. And I tell you what, there are some elements of them where I literally think I can't make it through. And there's certain things that she does in the practice to strategically prep you for birth to help you push through when you feel like you can't push through anymore. And the other day, we were doing these arm flaps, which sound silly and sound relatively innocent, right? But I want you right now, if you want to see what this is like, hold your arms out wherever you are. And maybe you're driving, so don't do that. But imagine holding your arms out straight for 3 minutes and just kind of pumping them up and down. And I tell you what, it feels easy at the beginning. You get a minute or two into that bad boy. If you're like me, you're like, oh no, like literally full on as you do like labor prep breaths and like neck rolls and scream if you need to. And I was doing this yesterday, I think about 2 minutes into a 3-minute endurance challenge. I was like, there's no way I can't do it. But I knew that that was a lie my brain was telling me. And I started to just look at it as sensation. Like what I'm feeling right now is just sensation. It's neither good nor bad. And kind of distanced myself from it a bit mentally. And what I found was when I did that, suddenly it was like it passed. And I thought, gosh, I could do this a lot longer than I thought I could. And it was really beautiful on the other side of that. Number one, I felt really proud of myself because I didn't let my arms down, even though I wanted to. And number two, it was a reminder of how much our brain will tell us we can't do something. And yet there are times to push through things. And when you do push through that and you get to the other side, like how beautiful it is. And so today I want you to think about, what do you think your limit is on a normal day? And you can do this. I think it would be very powerful to do this in conjunction with your goal, right? So maybe you have a goal of a certain amount of new clients sold or revenue sold, and you normally do X amount of outreach. Well, what would it be like for you to do an extra 1%, right? Or maybe you've been kind of slacking in your morning meditations. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. And you've been saying, oh, I don't have time for 20, 30 minutes. What would it be like for you to do a 45-minute meditation this morning? I want you to push your mental limits and boundaries of what you think, where you think your limits are. Pritchett says, and I think it's in his book, You Squared, if you must doubt something, doubt your limits. And that's really what this one is about. And literally proving to yourself today in the moment that the self-imposed limitations you think you have in terms of earnings potential, career success, stages you can get on, opportunities you can have, people, clients you can reach out to, lifestyle you can live. It's all self-imposed. It's all in your head. And so we have to sometimes shake it up and go beyond what we think our normal limits are in order to show that, oh, it was actually a lie the whole time. This isn't about prolonged suffering. This isn't about hustle and burnout. That's not what I mean. I mean, running an experiment for yourself to go just beyond the edge of where you would normally stop and see what that would look like for you. And I mean, this is going to maybe make me sound like a total loon, but it's my podcast, so I'm gonna say it. After I pushed through that sensation in my shoulders and kept going, it was like the most beautiful emotion of gratitude came over me. And I'm literally, thank goodness I'm doing this on my own in the mornings before anybody's up. I started crying. Like I just felt so grateful, so powerful, so appreciative of myself and who I was and the strength that I brought in this moment. I know this sounds really ridiculous for some arm flaps. I think in my mind, I was also kind of like in labor prep mode. And I was like, oh, this is what it's going to be like. But I tell you what, the gift that was on the other side of that extra 1%, because my brain so wanted me to stop. But when I said, you know what, I am not my thoughts, I'm not my body, I can be greater than any of this. The gift that was on the other side was really, really incredible. So, this is your challenge for today. So, I want you to think about what is an area where I normally stop and how can I push it 1% further? Maybe it has to do with your exercise. Maybe it has to do with your cheerfulness at home, even, right? Do you normally kind of show up one way with your partner or your family? Well, what would it look like for you to bring an extra 1% of cheerfulness or intention to the people you're around with your energy? What would it look like to do an extra 1% of outreach to ideal clients today? Pick one thing you're going to do an extra 1%. That's your challenge. So as always, to get registered to win our prizes that go along with the challenge, first, you got to be registered. So elisearcher.com/challenge. And then you're going to use your workbook that comes along with it to journal for today. And then share on social that you completed today's challenge. You'll use the graphic that you get along with the challenge and share, tag me at Elise Archer, use the hashtag She Sells Challenge. We are watching women go in and just crush this right now. And women who are being very consistent and doing it every day and are getting amazing results as well. It's just so fun to see. So I want to see you shine. I want to see you soar. Play with this, have fun with this, question your limits. Again, if you must doubt something, doubt your limits and have fun as you see what's possible for you. So grateful to have you in the community. I'll see you on our next episode of She Sells Radio.